Welcome to Ephraim Zofa channel. Please like, share and subscribe.
Ole hei voina hianin Manipur a BJP MLA aming hi lamhar sa ka dide uleka Pu Paolienlal Hoakip komna hun thatak me ka nei dona hei Mizoram aron kal hlau mai wa nei thak deuh main kan han kom roi dona ni chibaile keni Mizoram mi kan ni a Mizo tong hi dulian tong mang kan ni a ani hianin mang ve chia lova amaro chu Mizo te tena an hriat tura kan du bok sia wangin kein Mizo tongin zo na ka zo tanga chuan ani hianin Mizo tonga hianin harsatna anei ve deuh awangin English in emo min chang mai anga ti chuanin Mizo tong te po aron bel zeu zeu thei thova chuwang chuanin azonga za kha atan a mother tongue alo ni to si lo awangin in mi hriat thiamna kan dila ti chuanin thlir tu te min lo hri thiam turin kan han ngen ngal bok ani ole ama saberin mun danga tanga an soi thin hetilai hmuna Mizoram hi zofa te Jerusalem tin an soi thina hei hi nang ipomem
Tema ni pomlo ani to lowa Bangladesh te zofa te buaya Mizoram in shelter chuan relief engkiman to tira Burma te zofa te la buaya it is only Mizoram that receives them, helps them. Now we face this ethnic cleansing in Manipur, and our only resort is Mizoram, Aizawl, where we get love, affection, humanitarian care, and support. Yes. So it is not whether you accept or I accept it. It has become the rallying point of all the Jonathan people. So, like it is, like Jerusalem is for the Israelites, for the Jonathan people, Mizoram has become, in a sense, our Jerusalem.
Long ome anwa mi tiang chu tiro ivoi khatot kal na nge ni a khongai
I've been here several times.
Okay, ole long ome tuna ni e kan hanin kom tak na chana chu isya a zo na kha sensitive lo deuh hlek tura kan nga ya idu chuan min chang theya idu chuan min chang lo thei boka chu chu I thu ni ta se mo chan kha I mo phurna ani lo ti kha kan soi masadu a chuan kan han zo du ache chu abula tangin han tan don ta ila Manipura tikhianin buaina na men lo alo thleng ta ani chu nang BJP MLA ini a ti chuanin BJP ina sarkarna an chanlai in anita ani India rama BJP in sarkarna an chanlai ani bok chuta chuanin kan han tun nuwa kan han mudan chuanin le Mizoram atang te le mi puinol puina khawvelina kan han thlir dana chuan khi ruam man lok na plan nei diama anti ni in kan sia chumi tan chuanin Biren Singha CM kha BJP CM kha ani lai nge na ni bokta a chuta chuanin nangni BJP MLA ho hianin hriat lok na engma in nei lo nge
He tihan kadongang tuta Manipura harsatna Jolfaten ito jongjong hi Meitei community radical group anumsia
radical group chu Arembai
Tengol and Meitei Lipun. These groups have been nurtured by unfortunately Chief Minister and also the Maharaja, who is the Rajya Sabha MP of Manipur. They have been nurturing these radical elements. And let me clarify here, these are not part of the party manifesto. These are not BJP's programs. These are Meitei-specific programs. And they are appropriating the name of the party to carry out this vested communal interest. And as a BJP elected representative, it is, I feel, my duty to apprise the central party leadership and also the central government led by the party of the appropriation, the wrong appropriation of the party to carry out this vested communal agenda in the state. Party manifesto atal pakat po omlo. So anma ani community communal agenda kan party minghi mangmai mai ni mo. Chuchu fight turin karya.
Ole. Chumi ka zo na ina a relate chu kan ti tiang. Tuna hanin August khatira khanin parliament forest conservation bill kha anon puluta chuanin assembly a chuanin mi zathum le pakhat mo MP kha tuna khani kha tuna hianin BJP alliance khanin zathum le pakhat khan nei ta tiro chuwang chuanin tuna po hianin forest conservation bill kha anon pulut le ta ni chuan tribal te tan khanin keini north east abikin mo north east chu tribal deuh vek kan lo ni ta a chuwang chuan khami khanin a engeni admin effect vek ta ni chu tuna Manipur buaina ki tribal te ta na buaina lian takani a tribal ethnic cleansing ti in kan ko hiala ti chuan tuna po chuan in forest conservation bill a chuan act aron ni kuna phei chuan ti meng engtiang chi in nge an ron kalpui le zel don kan la shelo mo chu ta chuan in tuna mi ne hin a in relate lo mo BJP tuna karon ti na kha khitilaya Manipur CM BJP mo central BJP nen hian heng zong hi a in kung kai lo mo from your point of view atang khan min han chang don te
Tuna FCA Forest Conservation Bill he detailed win kalau study man chialova chuan detail in the comment hello mase cursory glance I have had cursory glance of the provisions and it includes provisions like the central government having the authority to utilize land in the border areas for defense purposes, for establishing various scientific research facilities, things like that. Now, that per se is purportedly done to remove the avoidable encumbrances involving forest clearance for any kind of development projects in the country. To that extent, I think in a way that is welcome. But the unfortunate thing is most of the forest areas in India are occupied by the tribal communities, whether it is in the northeast or in the mainland India. So the most affected parties is likely to be the tribal communities in India. Now, like I said, I have not studied the bill in detail, so I'm not sure as to what kind of provisions are there to compensate or compensate the tribals for the kind of effect it is going to have on tribal land. Now, that needs to be seen. Only after going through the details of the bill would I be able to comment on that. It would be unfortunate if, in the name of development, the rights of the tribals to their land is brushed aside.
Ole nie ataka andon man phot lo chuan engtiang takya na in nge engtiang taka strong in nge don man don ka kan na shelovani chuwang chuanin antinan border area atang in 100 kilometers a effect ang ti ni ta by air tangin mo chuwang chuanin eng angin nge a strong dan tura kha la hriat lawa amaro chu tuna chuanin khiti lai ke ni kan lo thlir dan atang chuan Manipur buaina tribal ethnic cleansing le hetilai tribal area te a effects don ni in kan hria a chuwang chuan ke ni chuan kan lo hlawani iti te ang chuan chutilaya chuanin nangni Manipura in buaya chuan hetilaya Bangladesh in buaya ke ni khete izofate mun sang sagami kan buai me kani Myanmar po ishata vekta a chuta chuanin tun buaina sang lo thleng hi 2021 February ni khata mo kha military coup Burma a thenga ti chuan refugee tam tak anon tlan thata a ti chuan Bangladesh a buai le ta nangni in buai le ta ti chuanin pathian thu lama tang po in ani anga he buaina sang he Mizoram a anon tlan lu na a hianin enge tu na hianin keni Mizoram a chuan Zori Unification Organization Zoro an lo dinga chumi thil thlir dan ang chuan ke po in ka thlir ani chumi thlir na atang chuanin tun hun hi pathian lam atang po in eng anga kal nge tha a iti
yeah, in a sense I also have a feeling that the kind of troubles that we have as a people faced during the past few years seems to be appears to be some kind of an awakening call for us as a people to realize that we have still miles to go as a people to secure our interest, to secure our people, to provide them security of life. The fact that we have Mizoram is good, but it seems to be a sign that we have more to accomplish beyond just Mizoram or Chinstay. And our unity is not artificial. It is something that flows in our veins. Despite the minor differences in dialects, we are able to understand each other perfectly. Our vocabulary is 80% the same. It is just a difference of intonation here and there. So it gives us a realization that we are one nation, one people, and
so descendant.
Yes, and then and that we have still miles to go before we can rest. That seems to be a kind of message, if you will. And I don't know if you call it divine message or circumstantial awakening.
Ole a fi en ka sia ti chuan ka han zo du le te chu bi relate tang tho chuan nangni in boina atang mo abul ka han tan na chu BJP MLA ni a BJP ka government shot lo thei lo bani achan chu he boina hianin a party malin ka soi lo ba amai ro chu tuna boina a hianin amo ku lo thei lo ni kan ti ti ang BJP kha nge a party a thalove kati na ni lopin tun huna central sarkar na changtu an lo ni a Manipura state a sarkar na changtu an ni bok awang in chu bang chuan convention lo thei lo ni tu ta chuan in min lo hre thiam la BJP ship kha karot soina anilo Congress NDA sarkar lai hun po ni ta se kan ron soi thowang ti kha ka han soi le anga chuan thil tu te po in lo ngai thian karon dil ngal bok ani chu ti chuan chumi in buaina awang chuan tu na hianin Greater Mizoram ti te po kha an in tar kha kan lo mu ani kha khathil reality tak tak nge ani
After the troubles break out, and after we have been effectively cleansed from the valley areas, our people were at a loss, trying to survive and trying to find safety. Not just the temporary safety from the violence, but for the future as well. They begin to wonder. We begin to wonder. And like we discussed earlier, because of our close ethnic bonding, kinship, some people felt that we should be part of a greater Mizoram, as was envisaged during the MNF movement. Some others feel that even though we may have ethnic bonding, the politically pragmatic thing would be to first secure our interest under a separate administration from Manipur. Because the mention of a greater Mizoram or greater Nagalim, like in the case of our Naga brethren, has the potential to complicate things in the political negotiations and all that. So there are mixed feelings. But like I said, final achuan imani John atlak te rogal na khatnoya mumchu idu veknian kya
ole ni e amuna ron kal kan ni lova hetilai huna tangin kan ron ral khat thira wangin ama a kan lo shia to dan khanin I an frankly speaking ani tani chu khitilai mar le ku ki te mo vai pheile chu tiang khatiang chuanin kimi keima ni ho zofa te ho khi do nei lo om thiam lo ang me khian kanin do reng mai ani ti chuan tu na me te ne nan han boy ta chi a Greater Mizoram ti kha alo langta a chu ke ni tam takina lo thlir da na chuanin an boy awang chawin tu na hian min on ko emmi ti ngai dan te kan lo nei thei ta ni chu wang chuanin nang Hoakip inia ange zo na thak ji anga chuanin kuki klan lo ni ta ni ro chu kuki community khian marte bidang ka chu kan soi ri lo wang tu na hian kuki community hian chu tiang chia chuanin zofa te ro rel na pakhat hnuaya umbrella khat hnuaya omakha enge in rilru zong ani em
1962 akan tingkang paya conference pakhat lagma in that conference we have all resolved to join the MNF movement, thereby accepting that we are one people. Whereas John Atlak,
dem khosiak dangte
yes, he
kha
was
kha
a-
kuki ani a
Yes.
ani po kha kitilaya China ke kala po kanan commander ani
Chuan amalo po
bidang tam
a
takan
lot of people from Manipur have participated in the movement also. But unfortunately, when the settlement for Mizoram was about to be reached around between 1980 and 86. Uh, there was a breakdown of communication, sort of, between our people here and our people there. And Sonaya Sarkar te po yan Greater Mizoram nilole Mizoram settlement na kantal law na tur yan they were appeasing our leaders. Almost all the elected MLAs were given ministerial berths and all that. So people kind of felt comfortable there, and they failed to raise unification with Mizoram at that point, even though they had participated in large numbers in the movement. So that was a missed opportunity. And now I think we have been given a second chance to unite as a people. And
during this time.
Yeah, and the other thing that you were talking about of our people being divided into Mar, Paite, Kuki, Hoakip, etc. These are there because we are tribals, and we are yet as a tribal community, we are yet to realize the more important things that we need to secure a common interest. I think this will come to us very soon and in time, and it is also beginning to come to us to realize that there is nothing worthy in a name, something like
itu soi lai kalau potsak lo kange I nia kami khachu soi har sa di de umei thea itan po he tilaya 1966 MNF movement le 88 ami te tuna han second chance reunite nan kan in pum khat le nan kan nei don ni a I soi I be se na khan du tok ta ila chan chu har de umei thea chuanin ni e khata khan MNF ho khanin iriden ta di kha an manga so bang chuanin kha thil kha thu sensitive ani wangin thu luinia to hon ta hianin isoyang khanin second chance sak zo ka kha be se ta ila amalam pang kha chu soi ta lo mai la thang tro chuan ani le ka zo na tur chu tun hu da hianin mizomi pui te hianin kan thin lung zong zong in Manipur lam alon hoi le ta a ti chuan khitilaya buaina po theito pin hei ve bur te kan khona itimeyang a then chuanin sailum te an sum le pai nan lo hrual sailum I sia em ole sairu kher I sia em ole katiang khanin sailum te kan lo hrual ve lop lopa sairu kher te po apo fan te po kan lo ve ni itit mei te ang ti chuan kan zo du che chu mi pui na sa takin kan tran la in mei te li pun ti ho te ho khanin kan chief minister hi anon tong na se me ma alem te an hala he hi enge engwang in nge mizo mi pui ai o ading ani wang in nge nia isha he hi politics thui tak in phu mo omen
I think the Meitei community's hatred for Pujoram Thanga, our chief minister here, is because of the fact that he stands for the Jofate and the right to safety, the right to exist as a people, the right to enjoy the rights under the Constitution. as it were, they have been challenging our rights. And if Pujaramthana had been from another community also, the person that he is, he would have stood for the rights of people who are being mistreated, people who are being targeted out of the law, outside of the constitution, out of greed, out of hatred. He would have stood for them. But the main reason that they hated him is also because of our ethnic affinity, that they see him as someone who has the potential to protect his people.
That's all. Ole, acha kati zong khana him khopin ka sia in chan na kha ole. Chuan na chida kan han soyang khanin sailum te kan han swala kan te eile in te kan ron ti tel dal thom no te thlengin mo kan ron pe a hetilaya ron ral tlan ho kha kan the ang tokin kan lo tuam boka chuan chuta kan ron pe chho boka ti chuanin ka lo hriat dan chuan khitilai khian KNO nangpo Kuki National Organization mo kami community kha inita a ti chuan pakhat kha United National Front
UPF, United People's Front.
Okay, lo sa tiang la United People Fronts khang ho pahni kha khitilai khian lian takin an omani king ho khian kan lo hriat dan chuanin development a share an neya tiro chia kenin mizo tong chia kan tia text te pon yang chu an la boka contractor te ti chuanin entrinan konga te highway te I enge gate an siama tiro poisan lo khon bok ta ni tiro chu ti ni chuan an ho sa he don ni chu
That I will not be able to comment because it is true that they were involved in extorting money from the public also.
Yes.
But ever since they have come under this suspension of a cooperation agreement, the ground rules laid out by government of India have prohibited them from carrying out such extortion activities. But some collection of revenues for themselves might still be going on, which I'm not aware, and I'm not sure if that will make them really rich.
Chuan an ho sa tok lo anga po ilo ngai mai theya ti chuan ke din hetilai hianin karon zo na ka puitling talo chia ma se I chan ka bi se thawa wangin mo chuan ke ni ho chuan hetilai thei ang tokin kan ron tho khom ve bokani ti chuan kan lo hriat dana chuanin kan mamo mo engtiklai pon we need this we need that khatiang char khani ta ni chu khang ho khan an provide thei zel lo emmi
An provide thei lo ni men chu
nge unaw kan ni na in pangchang takin in pui kan ni na Jerusalem ni na wangin pangchang takin khang te po kha kan mamo ti kha anon soi ti na nge liang
chu po chu ni na chuan KNO UPF te po hi didangin muman lo ti na ni mayang
an inform tha tok lo ole eso khanin ama an mani po kha ati chak lo ti da ani mo ani ta chu nang ma hianin enge mizo mipuite le manipura zofa te hote chu ho bula chuan enge soi du bi ke nei
ka soi du tak chu mizo ipil po yan kuki emo jomi emo mare mo ti hi wam vekla
zofa te
ke ni point kuki kan ti yan invai ni javain wam vekla jomi did jomi nomenclature did hai po hian jomi an ti chuan mizo po kuki po wam vekla pakhat nam pakhat chau ini ti hi rilruwa da veksi la chu ma kan kar natir jela trang ti hi karil du berni
ole thu pakhat kan bel lok chu tilaya chuanin tong pakhat nei hi enge a tha iti em chu ta tan chuan eng tong hi nge mang ila tha iti
trong hi chu trong pakhat a hian treasure engza emo aum berani chu aum berani lo each language, each dialect has certain treasures in them, cultural treasures. For example, something that is very beautiful in Dulian dialect may not be available in Mar dialect or Thado dialect. So, as we congregate, as we get together as a people, I think we should learn and pick those precious dialectical gems and make it as a whole. We should not rush it, and there will evolve one language because the roots of our language are common. If you look at the English language also, they have cherry-picked beautiful words from Latin, German, even from Indian languages. They have picked up the language, and that enriches the language. Likewise, we are speaking different dialects, but we can mutually understand each other. Now, there are very poetic words in Dulian dialect, because of which Mizo songs are, ruling the market within our community. Likewise, there might be expressions in Thado dialect which you cannot replicate in Dulian dialect. So we need to combine all those things together, slowly integrate them, and the language will emerge in itself.
Kasi tiame adi khop mai ni e soida lang chuanin ti chuanin ani le chu atop kan nei to awangin tuna poimo kan ti em tunai hianin ni zale pakhat vel ni to ta tiro he Manipur me ni thuma tangin ti chuanin buaina chuanin enge re lampan lovin alakal ta zela hei hian eng chen nge adai don ni a ishiat eng tin nge a felang
Chuchu ril harsa ema asan chu buaina hi kei mani duwanga thleng ani lawa mai te ho hian zolfate abik takin ram hi an chak wanga lowa tek charchar nin karya. When will the central government be able to rein them in? When will the security forces will be able to rein them in is a big question mark, given that today is the 101st day already. It is a very troubling situation, and it is very difficult to kind of suggest or kind of say when it will end, because the primary person responsible for the violence, Chief Minister himself, is yet to be removed from power. And
like the president's role.
Yeah, and the Home Minister says in Parliament that he is cooperating, and we are left to wonder what kind of cooperation is going on with continued attacks on our villages. That is a big question.
Ani chuan ti ngai na takin nei lawa lo in attacker chu in ni thei lova in man roi na tin bok lova mipui in nga tok bok lova ani chuan in defensive ringot kha tuna in game khel tur chu ani ta ni mo
Game Manilawa,
Oh,
that
sorry,
is the
game.
option, the only
Okay.
option that we have.
Trong kam kalau mang suan lo di ka. Inti thei tok kan ti an.
Because we have to protect the lives of our villages, our families, if we are under
Our
attack.
lives.
And the saddest part of it is these attacks by civilian militias backed by the state forces is narrated as an operation against narco terrorists. Who are the narco terrorists? The country needs to ask that. There is on record a former police officer of Manipur
IPS.
who went on record saying that the chief minister himself is the ringleader of the mafias, and no action has been taken on him. This is a very unfortunate situation that we are in.
Ole. Ti chuanin zona poimo tak. Tuna hianin narco terrorism ti in kaini zofa te ho chu bin pu me ka mo ti chuanin Burma atanga Myanmar refugees ti angin min pu boka tiro chu min pu theina chan enge appoint masa a chuanin enge Myanmar refugee kan ni a an min pu theina point kha
Myanmar 2001 say there was a junta crackdown in 2021. Several thousand have sought shelter in Mizoram, and the Mizoram government have properly identified them, given them humanitarian aid and shelter. They have all been recorded. Their details have been recorded. They have been issued temporary identity cards. Whereas in the case of Manipur, just because the ethnic communities across the border affected by the UNTA crackdown happens to be from the tribal communities, the state policy was not to admit any refugees, which is, in the first instance, inhuman, because any country should have a proper refugee policy to handle humanitarian crisis.
And the UNO also.
Yes, under the UN also, that is an obligation. Even though India may not be a signatory to the 1967 Refugee Protocol, it has a humanitarian obligation to tend to people affected by such crisis. But the Manipur government refused to entertain people fleeing their homes for their lives, and some had been sent back from the border. And some, I believe, have somehow made it across the border. And the numbers could not be more than a few thousands, not more than 1 or 2,000 at most. But the government itself has no data. The cabinet subcommittee that was constituted had found out there was something like 2,000 illegal or refugees from Myanmar, and they have been given shelter. Now, the allegation that those people are causing the present crisis is an absurdity. They are barely struggling to find their daily bread, and they're depending on the mercy of the host communities. The government is not doing much to help them. Now, how can those people be responsible for the violence in Manipur? The violence is clearly planned and executed by a radical section of the majority community under the leadership of the chief minister, clear and simple. So the kind of narratives that they're building to justify the ethnic cleansing is just inhuman, logically absurd, and this cannot be sustained.
Yes. chuan kan zo le du te chu ti chuan in mi enge moza kha chu an local ve ta ngei ta a Burma Myanmar atang chon Burma hi kan ti le thina kan lo lam than lu doka nang ni point ni ve thawang te ro chuan chu ta mi ti chuan in etinan popi te mari juana te mo ganja kan han ti ang chi te kha ching te an om em mi
No. The people who have flown from the military crackdown in Myanmar are mostly living in relief centers, either established by the state government or by the communities, and they are surviving on aid for some time, and thereafter on daily wages. The healthy, working age group people are earning daily wages by carrying out menial jobs and all that. So they are no way engaged in poppy cultivation or any illegal trade. The accusations are just concocted to suit a particular narrative, to malign a particular community. It bears no facts. It has no basis.
Ole alo mame ti chuanin at tu na tan chuan hun tha kan le nei le tura te ngai la mo kan le kom le tur te ate ngai la engpo ni se na china khanin min chang to tho na nga I fel fai deuh zokin toy thei deuh lekin iti be ti ang kalle dan tur a hi eng angin nge separate administration hi eng kongin nge separate administration kan nei angai ti ringot ni lovin how to work a khani kha how to take a step
To like I have always said, the separation has been forced on us, and today we are forced to defend our boundaries, because the day we let off our guard, the radicalized Meitei militias are ever ready to attack and carry out arson on our villages. So we have to keep defending that till the government of India comes out with a plan to recognize the human separation. If it takes every life of a people, we have to defend our territories.
abidon thak le me kha zong kha ni tari ta ti ro eng pon ni se central sarkar nga chu kan ti theiania chu te lai chuanin tong trai na in zo fa te Manipur ami le Bangladesh ami te Tripura mo thangram Myanmar ami te chung ho zong chuanin tun huna tan hianin India ram shuai tu te rilru chok nging thei turin kan pathian kan au angai ti kha atopna ni in ka sia ole alom ome alom tak zeta di